Morning.
Bam, we're live. Jared, dude,
What's good?
we're about to do it. Zelos games, it's coming.
Yeah, round two.
Hey,
Like,
it is the second year, huh?
yeah, yes, it is.
You the man. Why are you
I'm trying.
doing? Why you've had success in life doing business stuff. You're manager to athletes. You got a good life. Why are you hanging it out there, stressing yourself, doing competitions?
That's funny. No, I don't.
Because no one. Let's face it. No one is doing. From the perspective of business, no one is doing successful events. No one. They are. Hi, Caleb.
What's up,
The
Caleb?
amount of work it takes to do versus the return. I think the most successful events, the owners are making 52 cents an hour for their work.
Yeah,
And it's just all criticism. No one's like, oh my God, that was for every what is it? You need 30 positive things to make up one piece of negative self-talk.
yeah, it's
And it's
very
like,
close.
in everyone, there's people like me and Hiller making a fucking living now, mashing you guys. What are you doing?
Yeah, no, I honestly didn't think about that going into it. I didn't bet
Good. I like that. I like that Forrest Gump attitude. I don't know where I'm running, but I want to run.
Yeah, which is rare for me, honestly. It's super rare. I'm like really analytical and forward thinking and to a fault. And so I don't know. I think about it often. But I'm really mission driven and I believe in what I'm trying to do.
Which is
Well, to create more earning opportunities for athletes all over the world and entertainment for fans, but it's not just for the sake of doing that, right? Like, I think about everything I want to accomplish in life, and this is one of those legs that the table has to stand on. And so, like, I think, like, without sounding too, I don't know, too big picture, like, my mission in life is to help uh, reach people all over the world with the gift of fitness, right? So it's like fitness changed my world. It's what got me out of trouble and eventually led me to my relationship with Jesus and all that fun stuff. It was like the precursor for the life that I live now. I would say that the success I get to enjoy is because of me finding fitness and getting out of trouble. And so, it's funny, like, technology has changed the world. A fitter world is a better world, right? And so, like, 20 years ago, we didn't all have iPhones. So, 20 years ago, like, for example, you go in third world countries and there's people living on clay that have cell phones. Why can't those same people know about push-ups and pull-ups and burpees and kettlebell swings? And you know what I mean? And so it's like, I want to expand people's ability to get fit affordably and attractively, right? And I think CrossFit has the largest global reach in the world when it comes to being able to do that. And I think the sexiest way to reach people with CrossFit is competitions and athletes. They're these celebrities in the space, right? It's like, shampoo companies use Brad Pitt. Like, to get people fit, we leverage our CrossFit celebrities. In order to do that, we need to have more competitions, and in order to do that, we need to have more off-season entertainment. And so this is like one of, like you mentioned, I also manage athletes and then I do business consulting. And so these are all like different things that contribute to my ultimate goal in life. This just happens to be the hardest part of all those things. So
what really stands out to me is what you're saying is that fitness was sort of your salvation. It led you even to a bigger picture moral code to what you view as eternal life and your purpose here, serving Jesus. And because of that, you're doing it. You feel like you're taking on the role of like an apostle. but I mean, most of us, I mean, that's what I've done too through CrossFit. Like, a default, it's all I know for the last 15 years. But two, I can rest my head at night knowing that I can tell my kids every day, Dad, what did you do for a living? Oh, I helped save people's lives. I helped empower people so they could save their own lives, would actually be more accurate.
Yeah, it's more about empowering other people. I want to help make fitness more affordable, more attractive, and more accessible for people all over the world, right? And so
because it will make a better world.
Because it makes a better world. Like, I can genuinely recall that, like, my thought processes and like the decisions I was making prior to regular activity, and then becoming, I did my first bodybuilding competition in 2011, And I went from eating like an asshole college kid, like, just mainly everything was about protein and like bench press, right? So I was,
Yeah.
20, 21, 22. And so I committed to my first bodybuilding show and did a 16-week prep. And I remember like my clarity from just not eating a sub and pizza every night and like protein shakes all day to like chicken and rice and like eliminating some things and the sleep that I had. And so obviously I thought, well, everyone can't live like this, right? Like everyone can't live in a perpetual state of 16-week bodybuilding prep. That's actually probably unhealthy. But the clarity I got, how good I felt, the confidence. I mean, I got like a promotion during that time. I went on to become a GM at the gym at 20 years old. And so like it was like, this is fascinating how much like I'm angry less. I'm sad less because I'm not eating crap and because I have a regular exercise regimen. You know what I mean? I'm paying more attention to what I'm putting in my body and what I'm doing with my body. And I think that if people did 3 to 5 hours a week at a CrossFit gym all over the world, it would make a dramatically different world. Like people wouldn't make bad decisions. Like for example, there's these studies around daylight savings, and the day that we go back and everyone loses an hour, at least in the United States, it's like crime increases dramatically that day, car accidents increase dramatically that day because everyone in the country lost an hour of sleep, right? And so it's people make bad decisions when they're not well rested. People also make bad decisions when they're not treating themselves well or eating well or exercising regularly, pumping blood throughout their body, releasing endorphins and serotonin in the brain, right? So it's like we have the potential to be smarter, to be happier, to be nicer. And then inevitably, if we do those things, then we're going to have like probably a more intelligent, more capable world. So I don't know, so it's like this.
Yes.
We don't need more doctors. We need more people in CrossFit gyms.
Jeff, the starving folks in Ethiopia who don't have clean water need a CrossFit box in their lives would be so much better. I see what you're doing there. Listen, that's not what he was saying. I see how you went there. A lot of people go there. What he's saying is that if you're capable of getting a cell phone into every human being's hand who are in the middle of nowhere, you should be able to get fitness everywhere. Not maybe necessarily those people. Obviously, he's not fucking stupid. He knows they need clean water first. And they need to clear the cobras out of their villages. But he was saying as a parallel, if we have this capability, then we have the capability to send messages to people who do have access to clean water and who do have access to healthy food, not to eat shit. We have Chris Wart coming on Wednesday. He's the author of several books on how to beat cancer. And he was saying 50% of the food consumed by people in the United States is ultra processed. We'll get into that on Wednesday. What is the date for Zelos games? Tell me all the critical dates for Zelos games.
So the online competition is the main competition, and that is November 11th through November 21st.
November 11th through November 21st. Okay.
4 workouts over 10 days.
And when you say that, isn't there a hold on one second.
It's a little backwards. I'll explain it.
Okay, hold on. Arielle, 6 minutes. 6 minutes. 6 minutes.
Hey, Arielle.
No, don't say hi to Jared. You guys don't derail me. Don't derail me. Don't derail. Okay, go back even further.
Oh.
Isn't there an online competition first that people qualify for the Zelos games?
No, so it's backwards. So like imagine more like the open announcement and then the open. Like we're having a live event to showcase the workouts and really because again, the mission of the Zelos games is 2-part, right? More earnings for athletes all over the world, which we do that by having an online competition, and more entertainment for fans. And last year we didn't do as good as I wanted to do in terms of entertainment. I think you'll agree, like in order to grow a sport, you have to have a live entertainment. And so this is me testing that without having some large or some massive community event. As you know, like events are very hard to do. Doing the online one was tough, let alone doing a live one. And so what we've done is like a sort of a happy medium between like an open announcement with 2 or 3 people, Rogue Invitational with 20 men, 20 women, a small, much more affordable version for myself. We're doing 12 men, 12 women are invited out to here in Las Vegas to the gym that we train at here. It's called Camp Rhino. It's this 10,000 square foot gym. And it'll be like 3 heats of 4 men, 3 heats of 4 women, 2 workouts on Saturday, 2 workouts on Sunday. These are the 3D renderings, which I thought were really cool.
So I have to think of it differently. This isn't the open where you sign up and then the events come and then they stream them. This is, hey, when the events are released, we're going to show you top athletes who do it right away to
pretty much.
motivate you to be like, hey, look at this.
Yeah, this is, we're not surprising people with last minute announcements. I don't have the leverage to do that kind of thing. So we'll have all the workouts announced by the end of next Monday. Another announcement's this Wednesday, and then another announcement is next Monday.
Oh, I like that. And
so
what is that? That's next Monday is October 31st.
Yes.
Okay.
So. And then
so let me get this out real quick. October 31st, the Zelos Games will announce all of its workouts.
The last workout, but yes.
The last workout. So by the 31st, everyone will know. No one will have had to have done any of them yet.
Right.
And the competition's open to everybody.
So there are 10 divisions. Almost everybody. We have an elite division, which is where where all the cash prize goes to. And there's a pre-qualifier. We use the quarterfinals as a qualifier. So if you're top 500 in the worldwide quarterfinals, you automatically qualify to compete for the cash prize associated with the elite division in the Zelos Games. And then we have the RX division, which is 501 plus. So technically that is for everybody. And then we have 8 age group divisions. So the 2 teenage divisions and then 6 masters divisions. For those divisions, we have a top 3 like prize purse. It's pretty dope. So there's like $1,100 in prizes for first, $600 in prizes for second, and then $300 in prizes for third. So
are you guys going to pay your prizes?
Well, these are prize packages. So
are you guys actually going to pay them out, or is this just to get people to sign up?
No,
this wasn't a valid question a year ago, but today it is.
Yeah, no, it's funny. Hiller texted me that the other day. He's like, "Hey, just checking." I'm like, "Yes, Hiller, I have the money."
Dickhead Hiller.
No, it's fair, right? Like, who wants to be associated with a competition? I mean, he's making all these dang videos, right? So, like, he's like, "Should I prep a new one?" So yeah, so like, there's $35,000 in cash prize associated to the elite division, and then there's close to $33,000 in prizes for all the other age groups in RX. Thank you, Nick. That's awesome. I appreciate that. And so those come from like Yeti and LSKD and Paleo Power Meals and stuff like that. But then the cash obviously comes from the bank for the elite division. And that is sitting in an account just waiting to be emptied.
Taken. Okay. I need to do this one more time. I hate to beat a dead horse. By October 31st, all the workouts will be announced.
Yep. One tomorrow and then another one on Monday. Then
on November 11th, on November 11th, people can start doing the workouts.
Yes.
And on November 12th and 13th, we'll be doing a live show where you can watch super high-end athletes do the workouts.
You'll be broadcasting it.
Yep. And then the next date after that, there'll be some sort of closing date for who goes on to the next stage.
No, it's just like, so the live event is sort of a showcase style event for all the online workouts.
Yeah.
And then the online competition is from November 11th to November 21st.
And okay. And then so what is this thing about the top? It doesn't seem like that there's a top 500 people. It's just everyone's in it.
No. So like what I wanted to do is build more value in the elite division. I didn't want
but they're the same workouts, aren't they?
They're all slightly different. We've just like the open, right? Like we've changed them for the 14 to 15 division. We've changed it for the 55, 59 division.
Okay.
But the elite.
So when you say these workouts will be released, they'll be scaled versions for the different divisions.
Yep. They're all in competition corner where the competition lives. So you can go and register for elite and you'll see the workouts for elite. You can register for 45 to 49 and you'll see the modified version of the workout in that competition, like registration page. And so, last year we only had the elite division and scale division, but obviously with CrossFit kind of cutting that division in half for the games, I wanted to add another off-season opportunity for these athletes to take part in some competition where they're rewarded. Unfortunately, I didn't have money for all 10 divisions, right? Like that would be a whole lot. But we were lucky enough to leverage a lot of the sponsors and partners to get basically what these people would buy with money if they had it anyways, right? Like they're buying the Paleo Power Meals and the daughter headphones and all that fun stuff. So We were pretty cool.
What's the website? What's the website URL to register?
thezelosgames.com.
TheZellos.
One
Games.
L.
One L.
Zelos.
How did you get that? What's that name mean?
It's a Greek god of rivalry.
Love it.
Nike's brother.
I'll put the competition corner registration in the chat.
That would be
awesome.
Cool. Thank you, Kevin.
Jeff Bako says we're ready for the headliner. Well, if he says so. Jared, you the man.
Thank you, bro. Have fun.
We'll be seeing you soon. We'll have you back on to talk about this, obviously, before registration opens.
Appreciate it. Thanks for the love, Jeff.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
See you.
Fastest 15 minutes of the show. I can't believe that was 15 minutes.
That was really fast.
Guys.
Hi. Oh my goodness, we get 2 guests for the price of 1.
Oh yeah, you get a surprise guest.
What's her name?
Blakely. Don't worry, she can't hear anything you say, so you can cuss all you want, Sevan.
Oh, good. That's good. How old's Blakely?
She's 3.
You are, when you qualify for the games next year, you were thinking about not taking her to the games.
Correct.
Too hot.
And
too long.
Too hot. And it's not for kids. Like, we're not going to take her to Rogue either, because who wants to sit for hours and just watch someone compete as a kid?
I liked what she said to you too last year at the games. What about just taking today off and we hang out? Like, just skip this day of the games.
Exactly. But she still asked to go back to the hotel almost every day. So the hotel she
kids
loves,
love hotels.
Yeah, I didn't realize that. Games, not so much.
Elevator, escalator, people, restaurants, they love that shit. My kids get swimming pool. My kids just want to go to hotels. I'm like, we don't need to go anywhere. Well, they're like, we have hotels in this town.
Go to the Motel 6. Treat them.
Rogue, you're going to Rogue.
Yeah, we leave tonight actually, and then we'll get there tomorrow morning.
How come you're going to Rogue?
How come? I think it's like the best. Besides the games, I feel like you have to qualify for the games to get invited to Rogue, but it's probably like my favorite competition, hands down, just because they treat us so well, and it's in Texas.
Let's love on Katie, dear Katie and Bill. Open a bottle of wine and enjoy this segment as we love on you. Why have you met Katie and Bill? Bill and Katie?
I've seen them, but no, I haven't met them face to face.
Huge mistake.
Really?
Huge mistake. First thing, if they try to start the first event and you haven't met them yet, just walk right. Bill, hold on, and walk over and introduce yourself to Bill and Katie.
You met them quite a bit?
I have.
Yeah.
I have. I was actually thinking yesterday, I may be one of the few people who's ever interviewed Bill. Bill doesn't do interviews, but when I would do the behind the scenes, I would just run up on him and just ask him questions like, how many trucks did you bring? How much weight is here? And he would answer the questions. He's a man of few words.
I like it.
I like to make fun of him on this show.
Who don't you like to make fun of?
No, everyone's fair game. Haleb, you got a haircut. Speaking of making fun of.
Self-made haircut.
Why is it the best? Why is it the best event? What do they do? Jared's watching. What do they do? Jared's got his pencil and paper out. He's gonna take notes. What do Bill and Katie do that makes Rogue the best?
I think you've heard they give like a travel stipend. They cover the hotel. But what really stood out to me last year is they put us all on the Del Diamond baseball field and like briefed us for the event. And like the first thing out of their mouth was, we're not here to kill you. We're here for you guys to put on a show. People are paying to come watch you. And then they went over the workout standards and they're like, get over the log, get under the log. They're like, we don't care if you go with your right foot, with your left foot. So going like from the games, which is very rigid of how it should flow, Rogue was just like, put on a show. And it was kind of refreshing.
And almost like they take a little bit of pressure off of you.
Exactly.
They say they're not here to kill you, but they've added a Thursday event.
That was what they said last year. This year might be a whole different ball game.
Do you have any thoughts on what Thursday's event might be?
I'm like 90% convinced. I was talking to one of my friends about it last night, Bob from accounting. He came over and worked out with me. But I guess
You have a
there's
friend, and that's his title, Bob from accounting?
when we first met him, we knew him as Bob, and he told us he was an accountant. So we literally for like a year called him Bob the accountant. Come to find out, he is not an accountant, and he's like way up CFO, CEO. But he told us there's like a park in Austin, Round Rock, kind of next to the venue. So I'm debating it's going to be a trail run through the park with a ruck, something like that.
Let me also throw out there that Bill and Katie also own what I suspect to be a massive ranch in
Round Rock?
Texas. I don't know where it is, but I know it's in Texas because I see it on Bill's Instagram.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been told to bring trail running shoes. So to me, I just assume outdoor run.
If you go to Bill's Instagram, you'll see there's this giant pile of rocks. And he takes a picture of it every once in a while. And this giant pile of rocks is he runs a trail there. And every time he runs the loop, he puts one rock there. And it's a massive pile. And it's sort of, do you see it, Caleb?
Can you pull it up?
On Henniger's
I'm looking
account?
for it right now. I don't know if last time I saw it was on his story, and then the time before that it was on Dave's story. So I'm trying to scroll through.
Okay. Maybe I wasn't supposed to say that. Everyone forget what I just said. But
he's gonna make us clean up all his rocks he's been collecting. We're gonna have to throw them in our backpack.
Carry them all back.
That'd be funny.
You were on the Invictus Mindset podcast.
I was.
And you said something about deadlifting 315
for the first time.
When was that?
That was at the games on the back nine, final day of competition.
This year. Yeah.
And
that was a PR for you.
Yeah, it was a PR. I actually didn't even know if I could lift it until I went to pick it up, and it honestly felt lighter than I expected. So I was pretty excited.
And yet you're going to the Rogue event, which I think is sort of notorious, if you were to put it in a category, is heavy stuff.
Oh yeah.
Are you? What are your thoughts on that? Do you embrace that? Does it add fear? Up for the challenge, all of that.
It adds a little bit of fear, but I've also been working on heavy stuff. Because like I'd be a fool if I didn't look back at like the old Rogue programming and start programming to fit it. So I've been trying to do my best to program Rogue-esque workouts. Like if I'm doing double unders, I'm not going to be using a regular rope. Like you got to use the Rogue heavy rope. Just trying to be smart. But I also know like certain girls can lift a lot. I can only do what my body can do. So I'll be excited to see what happens. I guess come this weekend.
Why haven't it seems to be a staple of like people's Instagram accounts to show things like how much they can lift. And the weights the movements we often see are right deadlifts, cleans.
Right.
I would say are the most popular. What's the other one? Front squats, back squats, snatch. Why haven't you have you put pressure on? You haven't put that pressure on yourself to get just super duper strong and make some of these posts?
I wouldn't say I do it for the posts. Like if I look at people I idolize. I mean, you look at Tia, you look at Froning. Do you ever see them post their maxes when they hit them?
No.
Probably not. So I would more like after Rogue, I'm going to go to a strongman gym here in Midland and just be like, okay, how do I get stronger? So maybe after Rogue, there'll be more PRs, but those will be more like, I don't know. I like PRing on the competition floor, live in front of an audience with the adrenaline. I'm not the type to like set up my camera in the corner of the gym, slap my legs and try to hit a PR. It just doesn't work for me as much.
Who's doing your programming?
I actually, after the games, I took over my own programming.
And so, who was doing it?
A guy at the gym I go to. There's a Midland guy, but that'll be one thing I'm a little nervous about at Rogue is I have not that you have someone to fall back on, but like if I blow up on an event, okay, it comes back to me. If I don't do well at this, okay, it's all on me because I've been kind of taking the reins.
Who else programs for themselves, Arielle?
I guess Tia and Shane, if you'd consider that.
I don't know. At
I
least
don't
they
know
have
either.
at least they have two of them. Why
True.
not? Do you subscribe to anyone else's programming to check it out? Like, do you have a subscription to Proven or to Mayhem or to Comp
I've reached
Train or?
out. I've reached out to Jared. Obviously, me and Jared are good friends about underdogs. I've got a buddy, Josh, who works for Hard Work Pays Off. But like, I don't have the time. They'll send me the programming, and it's like 3 hours, and I don't necessarily have 3 hours. So I might like pick a piece, and then if I were to pick that piece, and then Tuesday gets difficult because I didn't do all of it. So it just gets complicated. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna do it for myself up until Rogue, and then I'll kind of evaluate from there to see where I want to go. But after the games, I sat down with, like, I kind of know what my weaknesses are. I sat down with my husband and like 4 trusted friends, and I was like, okay, where do I suck? And then I like wrote down and I was like, how would you improve on that? What do you think? And then we kind of went from there. So I have like a little bit of a team, but I don't know if it's perfect just yet.
And you'll be really honest with yourself if it's something you suck. Let's say it was rowing, just for example, and you wanted to get better at rowing. You have that discipline to be like, okay, here we go.
If someone joins me, yes. Like if I could sucker in Dylan to doing it, absolutely. But by myself, not so much.
It's fascinating talking to you. It's so different than talking to someone like Emma Carey. Emma's like, I'll cut off my leg in order to get the training in.
I know. Well, I listened to that episode too, and I'm like, man, she's got the heart to a T, and she's gonna like push herself to get there.
Or even Vellner, like he said it's been 8 years since he's missed fulfilling all of the training that LaChandra gives him. 8 years.
8 years.
I've never. And I go, you do it all? He goes, yeah, sometimes I rush it. So yours, how do you not have that pressure? How do you not put that pressure on yourself? Did you ever have that pressure on yourself?
I think I used to, but I've kind of come to the point now where I'm like secure in my abilities as an athlete and secure in like who I am as a person, that even if I go to Rogue and get last place, which like knock on some wood, like I know I'll still come home and I'll live in the same house and go to the same gym. Like I love the title I have of like fittest mom in America, 11th on earth, but I also know that I'm not willing to make the sacrifices of like being in the gym 8 hours, following this rigid program to stay at the level I'm at.
Have you kept all of your programming? Do you have an organized journal or spreadsheet of everything you've done in the last 5 years, 10 years?
I have started, now that I'm programming for myself, I've started my own programming journal. So if Rogue goes well, I will love that journal. If it goes bad, you'll see it thrown in the fire back there.
It is interesting what John Clark is saying here. We need high-level programming for parents that want to compete at the games. I bet you there would be a lot of
That's actually a good idea.
moms who would be curious. So,
because I'll put it this way, I have a window from like 11 o'clock to 1:30. And like if I don't get all my stuff done in that window, like I can't do it. So I need to make sure what I'm doing is intentional, high intensity in that little bit of time. And there's time for strength. And then I go about my day after that. And like you look at hard
done.
work.
That's it. And then it's bye CrossFit. It's mama, work, wife.
Yeah, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, me and Dylan will work out at our home gym in the evenings. But that's just
as supplemental, like a second workout.
Exactly. But that's usually like a month before a competition. That's not on the regular by any means.
Does he show any signs of getting tired of your pursuits? I know.
I think now that I'm reaping the benefits of it, obviously we're married, we're both reaping the benefits of it, but he actually has a bet coming up in the open. Come here. My brother-in-law does CrossFit and Dylan does CrossFit. So they're going head to head each open, $150 per workout, 650 total, whoever like wins the whole open. So I think he's starting to try and get into this CrossFit and trying to make money off of it.
So it's actually because you'll hear that, right? Athlete spouses being like, okay, that's enough. We want to start a family, or we want to do this or that. And for
Right.
you, it's the opposite. This thing is just ramping up, and your husband, maybe, if anything, not that he was never not supportive, but if anything, he's more supportive than ever.
Exactly.
Did you spill something?
No. My daughter might have gone to the bathroom, so I got a quick wipe of butt. Give me 1 second.
Wow, this is a first for this show. Yesterday I spilled the coffee, and today someone dropped a deuce.
This is what it means to be a mom, the fittest mom in America. Podcast with Sevan at 9, got to wipe a butt at 9:30.
Someone at my gym did the 60-minute hard work pays off. It's definitely not 60 minutes unless you're super rushed through it.
Yeah.
Were you that first year you made it to the games? Were you just doing affiliate workouts? Were you just going to the affiliate and working out, and you made it?
Yeah, I was doing the affiliate workout, and I had like 2 days a week where I would sprinkle in some extra stuff.
How come this doesn't make sense to me? I just want to call bullshit. This is true story?
True story. It's called Renewed Strength here in Midland. And I went there for a little bit. But once I like qualified for the games, of course I upped my stuff. But until then it was like very chill. Very chill. Affiliate programming, a little supplemental strength here and there. And then Granite Games took off and I just kind of ran with it.
There was a girl in Italy who made the games last year, I think. Fiona? Can't remember her name. Okay. And the big thing with her is she was I want to say she was a graphic designer. She had a full-time job sitting in front of a computer, and everyone was like, holy shit, how did she do it? And her body, she looked like a cannonball. You know what I mean? I mean, she looked like she worked out a lot. It's just fascinating that you can do this, because the conventional wisdom would be like, no one could have got to the games the way you got to the games. Like that window closed, I don't know, in 2011. And here we are in 2022. And that's how you're rocking it.
And I think that's why, like, I mean, obviously I listen to your show, like when certain people like don't ever put me high up on the leaderboard, because it's like, okay, well, look at her training. She can't compete with the other people. But it's just like, it's worked for me. And I'm just like running with it as long as I can. And that's why I kind of don't want to do the other people's hard work pays off, what everybody does. Because I feel like I don't want to be like them. I want to be different.
Right.
You know?
Right. And you know, I said it on this time a shitload of times after your first year. I said it was a complete fluke. Oh, this young lady. Yeah. Alyssa Fuliano.
Oh, she's a graphic designer?
She does something where she sits in front of a computer all day. I remember.
Dang.
I thought it was a fluke. Did you think it was a fluke the first year?
Oh yeah.
Fluke's too hard of a word. Did you think it was wow, everything just aligned perfectly, it's one and done? Did you think that? Yeah. That's what I thought for sure.
Oh yeah. Me and Dylan went into Syndicate, and we're like, you know what? If we qualify, which Syndicate was the semifinal this past year, and we're like, if we qualify, cool. If not, we've already got way farther than we ever did. Like, what a cool experience. So, and I think even now, still like going to Rogue, we're like, okay, let's have fun at Rogue, because not many people get to do this. We're kind of like the fanboys and fangirls, but like when it comes time for game time, we'll be serious, but we still got that little kid inside of us, just like.
Will you pull up that picture with Arielle? It says you compete with Beast, that Instagram. Let's look at these girls. Alexis Raptis.
Yeah.
Haley Adams. By the way, that picture of Haley Adams is freaking amazing right there.
Zoom in on it. Can you zoom in on it?
She doesn't even look real. God, she's a stunning human being.
Mhm.
Emma Lawson, I mean, freak of nature, it just seems perfect in every way.
On the scene, I know.
Mal O'Brien, fucking a cyborg. Laura Horvat, you know, one of the biggest threats to the title. Mama Arielle, and then there she is. I mean, you're stuck between. I mean, those might be the two fittest women who ever walked on the planet that are standing in between.
Isn't that powerful?
Yeah, it's nuts. Were you stoked when you got this photo?
Oh yeah, I just wish I wasn't looking goofy fixing my hair. I wish I looked more like Haley Adams, then it would have been perfect.
Oh, you look great. No, it's cool. It's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And then
It's
Terrence,
cool.
our fearless leader, telling us to go out. Like it. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
So
and it just doesn't make sense. Like if you look at that photo, and I mean, you pull up all their profiles, it's like not even just the follower count, but their titles and what they've done. And then for me to just be like, yeah, I work out in this window, like it nothing I can say makes sense or justifies it by any means.
You mentioned in the podcast that after you finished Elevated Elizabeth, and that was the event you won at the CrossFit Games, which once again is just nuts, because when I think of doing bar dips, one of the hardest workouts to do, because once they go away, they're gone.
Right.
You're toast. So you win this event, and Shane Orr came up to you. Can you kind of, I want to hear the super details of that. So you finish and you go up there onto the stage and you won. Do you see Dylan at that point?
No, I didn't see anybody until I went backstage. Well, no, I take that back. I didn't see Dylan because there's like a coaches section, but I could never find him. But on like the right side, I kept like thumbs upping. My mother-in-law was there. My former coach and my PT were all there. So like I saw them, and that's why I was like jumping in the air for and doing my silly arms. But I win that event, go off stage, and Shane actually doesn't come up to me till the next day. So like we're warming up for the shoulder to overhead shuttle event, and he just comes up and was like, man, that was a great showdown last night, and then gives me a knuckles and he's like, good job.
I wonder if he I wonder how long he had that thought. I wonder if it was just like he's walking by and he just said it, or if he had a thought in his head that night. You know, he's laying there in bed and he's like, oh, I need to make sure I tell Arielle.
I wouldn't say we were walking by each other. Like I was somewhere and he like made an effort to come up, which to me was even bigger. It wasn't just like walking in the hallway fist bump. Yeah, it was pretty cool, because to me it's like he's like saying, hey, good job, you beat my wife. But like, that never happens. Very humbling of him.
Never happens. These coaches, you have these brilliant coaches like these Max El Hodges, right? And these guys that Rich Froning who can just step up to the whiteboard. And yet here you are. I guess we haven't seen completely behind the curtain because we haven't seen your programming, but they have to be wondering.
Yeah.
As guys who want to hone their craft, they have to be like, what is she doing?
But I think it just comes down to like, you just do intensity. Like, I mean, of course I need to work on like weaknesses and strengths, but like if you're in the gym working on your intensity and like dying every time you're in the gym, I feel like that's got to count for something. Because you could have the best program in the world, but if you're just like,
but that's against
through it.
But that's kind of against some of the conventional wisdom that now we're hearing from some of these athletes, like Emma is saying, and I think Jack Farlow, and I apologize to both of them if I'm mischaracterizing what they said, but they were saying like, hey, that's not the way. That was a mistake. When they started CrossFit, that's what they used to do. They used to just go in there and just try to suffer as much as they can.
Right.
And you're saying, hey, it reminds me of Eva T. I don't know if you remember her. She was in Nasty Girls with Annie Sakamoto and Nicole Carroll. And her whole thing, and I know this is 2008 I'm going back to, but you just need to do one workout a day and you really have to hurt.
I agree with it.
Do you do that? How bad? Do you hurt really bad every day? Like, oh, I can't believe I did that again to myself.
I wouldn't say every day. I'd say Tuesday and Thursdays are definitely more chill. But Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Do you even work out?
Barely. Look at me. I'm just kidding. I do. No, I really do like doing like the class workouts. So if I'm framing, I'll take you through my mind. If I'm framing my week, Amanda, the owner of our gym, will send me her week's programming for her gym. So I'll write down like the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday workouts, see what's in there, and then I make a list of like what's missing. So like there's no double unders program, there's no chest to bar, there's no ring muscle ups. And then from that list of what's missing from her stuff, I program my workouts. So like I hit all the movements I need to. It's just like piecing them together.
What affiliate is this?
It's actually not an affiliate. So come
What?
open time, I won't be able to go. It's called Hit for Fit.
Hit forfeit.
Yeah, high intensity interval training is what that stands for.
Hit for fit.
And the
Wow.
gym is immaculate. If you pull up a picture, it's beautiful.
Um,
Let's see if it'll come up, some pictures. But like we have an upstairs. Upstairs we have air runners, C2 bikes. Those are our GHD's machines.
oh, that is a beautiful gym.
Isn't it beautiful? Not only am I
Is that
like they
Amanda right
support
there?
me. No, that's
okay.
actually one of my training partners, Nicole.
And so you just have randos in the gym that are your training partners?
Yes, and it's awesome. Cause like I show up and all I need is just someone there to suffer with me and like help me set up my workouts and smile and like mentally suffer with me. And I actually really enjoy it.
For all the members at Hit for Fit who are watching this, you are crazy. I know it's scary. I would be terrified too. But you have, if Arielle's open to you working out with her, you have to. Wow, that gym is amazing.
Isn't it beautiful? So
Wow.
half of coming here is like Blakely is beyond comfortable in their kids' room. The facility is amazing. Amanda is amazing, the owner. So it's definitely the perks of, I would say, this facility. Like it might not be a CrossFit affiliate, but this makes up for it.
You have to approach her. You have to jump in a workout with her. You are going to kick yourself that you never worked out with her, but you had a chance to. If you're a member of that gym, don't be stupid. Just do it. Who cares? Of course she's going to smash you.
Right. Just die along with me. That's it.
Amazing. Let me see what Bailey Walker here is writing. But the volume is different too. At the volume that Arielle is doing, it's important she hits intensity, and it's about intentional, and it is intentional about what she does.
Yeah, that's a good point, Bailey. So
but
like
Bailey,
everyone,
it's all the athletes would claim that they're doing intensity and that they're being intentional. But they would claim they're doing it 3 times a day, and Arielle's just doing it once.
True.
Let's see what Trish has to say here. Arielle, don't name names, but she can do whatever she wants. But is there anyone who you feel like you are in direct competition with? We all have that one person we always want to beat. Are there people do you look around when you're on the floor and you're like, yep, I'm gonna get her?
I cannot say a name, but there's one person that like I have to beat, and Dylan's even told me like you have to beat this person. If it happens afterwards, I will tell the Sevan crew. But there's one person, I don't know why. Sweetest person, she is a female, and it's just like there's nothing wrong we've ever done. There's none unspoken rivalry. I don't know, there's just something that like I just really want to beat that one person.
Wow, Trish, I thought that was a really dumb question, and it ended up being a great question, and I apologize. Brilliant question.
But I think everybody has one person they want to beat. If they tell you no, like they're a liar.
Yeah, well, I'm assuming you want to beat everyone. It just helps to narrow it down onto one person.
I want to be top 10. Like if I'm talking about my goal, top 10. If I'm talking about my dream, top 5. But if I get top 10, I'm very, very happy. I'm very realistic. Some people like walk into a competition, they're like, I want first place. And like if first place happens, amazing. But I want to be proud of what I did. That's the biggest thing.
You mentioned that Tia would say to the group, before events, she would walk by and say, "Good luck, ladies."
Mm-hmm.
Dave used to do this thing to me at work when we worked together. He'd be like, "I'm so proud of you, Sevan," and I took it as like, "Fuck you!" Like, what do you mean you're proud of me? You ain't my daddy. But you like it. I took it as like he was being demeaning. It was his way. I don't know if you've ever seen two dogs meet, but one dog will put his head over the other dog's neck.
No, I don't see it as demeaning. I like words. I like encouragement. So I took it as encouragement. It might not have come off from her that way, but
yeah.
I'd
She's not
think.
like she's not like that. It's not like good luck, ladies.
Yeah, exactly.
And roll her eyes.
Right. No, it was
she means
Kiri, an Australian. Good luck, ladies. You know, little accent.
You have your life. Do you have your life managed? Is your life, is it a good concert? Like if everything's flow, it seems like because you have this CrossFit thing beast under control and you haven't let it turn all consuming.
Mm-hmm.
Is your life managed the way you'd like it to be?
What do you mean by managed? Define managed in your life.
Meaning you've expressed concerns, you've expressed observations or not wanting CrossFit to be everything. So for Emma, it's like clearly everything, and she's taking that risk, right? And somewhere down the road, you know that's going to hurt, right? No matter what, at some point that's going to end, and she's going to have to deal with that pain, right?
Right.
But you've sort of expressed that you're already working on that. You're not, as a games athlete, you're not, even as a games athlete at the highest level, you're not going to let that happen. You're not going to let this thing take over your life. So if for some reason it were gone, you would have nothing.
Right. Oh, totally.
And you're not going to let it interfere with the raising of your daughter or being a good wife or those things.
Yeah. I'd like to say I'm rooted, like, if that makes sense. Like CrossFit isn't one of my roots. It's just like a really cool budded flower right now. And like God is obviously rooted, my husband, Blakely, my family. And like, if those come up, they're going to take priority. And eventually I know for a fact, it might be next year, it might be in 3 years, like the CrossFit flower is going to die and fall off the tree. And I think it's realistic to know that because I'm 28. We have one kid. Obviously we're going to want another kid sometime in the future. Like I can't live this life forever. But while I can, we're going to soak up like every little piece we can.
I love that metaphor. It's not the roots. It's just a piece of fruit on the tree.
Yeah. And right now it's an awesome piece of fruit. So like, of course I'll be sad when it's over, but I'm not going to think about that till it happens.
Could you be pregnant right now?
No, I hope not. Goodness. I take birth control for a reason.
Oh, you do take birth control?
I do. I learned my lesson.
I thought that was so 1998 CrossFit. Like what are you doing that for? What if that's fucking with you? What if that's fucking with your performance?
Is
you
it
think that's messing with? I don't know. I know we're not allowed to take hormones as men.
I take one that's like non-hormonal based, my doctor said. But I feel great. Since being on it, I've been drug tested. It hasn't come through, and I've qualified for the game. So I think it works pretty good.
And you're not pregnant.
I know. Double win for right now.
Is that your new house?
It is. Isn't it beautiful?
Yeah, it's really cool.
Right after the games, we came and moved in, and now we're living here officially. So that's another fun thing is like, of course we were married before, but now we have like our own space, and it's been fun. We've had more fights, of course. Who wouldn't, living in a house? But like we've never had to hang pictures before. So we bought all these pictures before the games, like beautiful pieces of art, and then we went to hang them. And like the number one rule of art is like you want it eye level. But Dylan loves it like our ceilings are a little bit higher, so he wants it higher. So like our biggest fight since being in the house is like where to position the art on the wall. Just like petty stuff.
How about that TV? Is that TV too high?
Oh man, you'd have certain things I care about, certain things I don't. You'd have to ask Dylan on that one.
Do you watch TV?
I do. You ever heard of Love is Blind?
No. Oh, I think I saw. Did I see an Instagram clip of that the other day where it's two people at a table with a buzzer in the middle?
No. This
even
one
better.
is even, yeah, exactly. I don't know if you want to tell her I can, but basically there's a bunch of people. It's a social experiment, like Is Love Blind? Bunch of people. They put them in what's called pods. One guy goes in, one girl goes in, and there's a wall separating them so they can't see each other. And they just talk until they feel like they've found their soulmate. And then they propose to them. And then they meet and see if they're like physically attracted to the person. And then they get married 4 weeks later. So it's definitely like a reality TV social experiment, but they just came out with a new season. So I've been watching that. Pretty entertaining.
It's absolutely comical.
It's so comical.
Has anyone actually gotten married?
Oh yeah.
Quite a few, but I would say probably like 3 of them are still married and all of the other 10 are divorced.
What happens when they see each other and they're like, I'm not getting naked with that person?
They haven't done that. Like I watched an episode last night where it was very clear, like one girl did not like the guy's appearance, but then I had to go to bed because it was too late. But like you can tell who really is attracted to each other when they see each other and who's not. And it's cringy. It's so cringy.
They like go to bed with all of their clothes on and they sleep on top of the blankets, like that kind of cringy. They're just like, oh shit, this is not what I expected.
I heard you talk about the Bachelor too. I had never seen that show, and I watched the season that Luke Parker was in before he came on, and I want to say it was probably one of the most vile things I've ever seen on TV. I didn't even know I had morals and values until I watched that show. Like I hated every person on that. I hated every person on that show. The creators of the show, I think, should be flown off the planet and dumped in a garbage bag on Pluto. I cannot even believe no one should be treated the way anyone is treated on that show.
No, after Luke,
no one's
season,
nice, no one's cool,
yeah.
No one's real, no one's. And if I worked on that show, what do you tell your kids you do for a living? Maybe I'm just getting old.
It's cloud chasing.
No, I stopped watching it.
It's bad, right? It's not
It
healthy.
is bad. No, and like you look at Luke P's situation, like he had standards, and they made him look.
Oh, he got destroyed.
He got destroyed. I know.
I never saw that show. I never saw Jersey Shore.
What do you watch, Sevan?
You'd love that.
Just the UFC and Instagram. Look at your daughter. Hey, Mom, how about a shirt? Over here.
Come here. Here, I'll turn the camera a little bit and give her some privacy. Come here.
You're a good dude. Do you know those Instagram clips where they're in Times Square and they like ask someone how many stars are on the flag and the person's like 21.
Oh, I love that one.
Or who's the first president of the United States? They're like Thomas Jefferson. And I'm just like, it just breaks my heart.
It's pretty bad.
It's bad. Do you think that shit's real? Do you think that they had to interview, like, I always tell myself they had to interview 1,000 people before they found someone who didn't know who the first president was?
Absolutely not. You go to you go to Walmart and ask people questions. You even go to some college campuses. You'd be surprised. This is a funny story.
I can't take the vaccine to save those people. I cannot.
I know.
I cannot. Sorry. I just cannot.
My sister-in-law was watching Abraham Lincoln Vampire Slayer, the long old movie. Never seen it, but you can tell by the title, you know what it's about. Abraham Lincoln's a vampire slayer. She watches it and she tells us, "You think this is based on a true story?"
Oh,
They're just like, no. So like, I think some people like don't even realize what they're saying until they're like, "Oh crap!" At least that's what I hope.
Oh yeah, maybe it is just like that.
That's what I'm hoping.
Have you ever been in a spelling bee, Arielle?
Absolutely not. I'm not good at spelling.
Yeah, me neither. I was in a spelling bee one time, and the teacher asked me. I was in the 2nd grade, and the teacher asked me to spell wood. And then she said it in a sentence, and it was like, "Would you like to ride my bike?" And I spelt it WOOD. And I was in the 2nd grade, and I wanted to kill myself. So I guess I'll give those people a pass. But that stuck with me. I was like, "Holy shit!"
I had the same thing happen to me.
Tell
My
me.
word was container. I got to the
At least that's a harder word. At least that's got some shit going on.
Yeah, I got to the state spelling bee, and my first word was mountain, and I got it correct. And then my second word was container, and I spelled it with an OR instead of an ER. And then I just wanted to fucking evaporate. I just wanted to be dead right there. It was so embarrassing.
I'm just like, how did I not know that?
Second grade. Was that your last spelling bee? Both of
Last.
you?
That was my last. Was that your last, Caleb?
Yep, that was the last one.
All
I
done.
never wanted to go on stage ever again.
That's so funny.
As you approach Rogue, is everything is everything perfect? Diet, sleep, training, apparel.
Apparel, yes.
No, good. 1 to 4.
I know. Sleep is never great. Like, even with Blakely, she's 3 years old. I'm still up every night helping her. But it will be good at Rogue, so maybe that'll be a caveat. Nutrition, I'm very flexible with my nutrition, but I try and just like eat whole foods.
Is
So
that
I'd say
code?
like
That's code, flexible.
flexible for like last night I had pizza and Brussels sprouts and ground turkey. So like people might not see pizza as the ideal, but like it has carbs and fats. Like you stick to the whole food groups, you know.
When's the last time you slept 8 hours uninterrupted?
Honestly,
Never.
yeah, I couldn't even tell you.
Amazing.
I know. So that I'd like to think. I mean,
Me
obviously
neither, by the way.
sleep-
Me neither. And
Yeah.
Caleb, there's no fucking way Caleb sleeps more than 2 hours uninterrupted.
No way, dude.
No,
Not even. No. Nope.
It just doesn't happen.
Isn't that amazing? It's all nothing makes sense about you where you are.
I know. That's where it's like it's not natural, so I know it's supernatural, and that's why like I give God so much credit, because if I like line it up on paper, it literally makes no sense other than like God has put me here for a purpose and I'm going to use it.
I wonder if has he put me here for a purpose?
Oh, absolutely. For
Oh,
me, my platform is just CrossFit. Like everybody has their own platform.
That's my mom. I never knew that. My mom was the 6th grade spelling champion.
You let her down, Sevan.
That's crazy. I didn't know that.
Where does she
Wow.
live?
Just right down the street.
Aww.
Yeah. She'll be
Well,
before
I
this
wonder what
podcast
her-
is over. She'll probably be at my house.
What was her championship word?
Yeah, Mom. Do you remember your word?
Probably would.
It's probably spell your last name.
Do you have a day job, Arielle?
I do not.
Do
I used to when I was pregnant with Blakely, but then COVID hit and I actually lost my job.
Me too.
And then CrossFit took off. Yeah. Oh, poor Sevan.
I got in trouble. I got fired because I asked someone about their birth control.
You did? Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, basically, that was the nail in the coffin.
Wow. You know what I
Yes.
was thinking about the other day, Sevan? You
Please.
work out. Do you have a garage gym or do you work out an affiliate?
Garage gym.
Okay. When you're working out, what music do you listen to?
I don't.
You don't?
No, I never listen to music when I work out.
What do you listen to?
Because most of it, like yesterday, I was in the gym for a long time because I was trying to get prepared for you and Nick Matthew, Rich Froning, Jared Graybeal, and Ricky Garrard. Holy shit, today's gonna be a long day.
That's a long day.
But if not, from a young age, when I started doing CrossFit, I always just thought I just want to be alone with myself. I have weird habits. I don't try
So
to
you
sleep
don't
at night
listen
either.
to anything.
A
No,
little
but if
psycho,
I
but it's okay.
say it again.
That's a little psycho, but it's okay.
No,
Red
I
flag
don't.
number one.
Why? What do you listen to?
No, I'm just curious. Me and Dylan, you know, Dylan's an avid listener. Dylan loves rock and roll. I wouldn't say like good vibes, has a good beat behind it, happy music. And I was like, I wonder what Sevan listens to. And I would
nothing.
have pegged you for like an indie, I don't know, like a hipsterish vibe.
If I listen to
Nothing.
anything, I'll listen. I'll put on Rick Ross. Fuck
Rick
with me, you know.
Ross.
Yeah, Rick Ross. Fuck with me, you know. I got it. Or I'll listen to Jay-Z. Or Yeah.
I wouldn't have expected that.
And any old rap I'd listen to. Biggie Smalls, Tupac.
Yeah, gangster
And-
stuff.
Yeah, and I used to listen to Eminem, but he got so woke on me that I it's like, okay, I'm taking a break from him. And my kids love Eminem too. They love his music. No
He's
indie
got
rock.
good stuff.
Yeah, he does.
So are you Machine Gun Kelly or Eminem?
Oh, I really loved. Wow, that's great. You bring that up. I really liked Machine Gun Kelly's destruction of Eminem. I thought he torched him.
Wasn't it awesome?
Amazing. The video was
know.
amazing too. The video is so good. He's just eating like a bowl of cereal or something.
It was so good. I mean, I know it's like 5 years ago, but I still remember it like
Hey,
it was yesterday.
What is he? What kind? So then I looked into him, and he's not even a rapper. He just does everything.
He does everything. Like he has a rock song out that's pretty good. Yeah, he's kind of everything. And he's an actor. He was in a movie, Bird Box, on Netflix.
Oh yeah, I never saw that. That was like the worst movie of all time, or something. Someone said, was Bird Box like? No, it's not.
I thought it was pretty good. What did you think?
Oh, okay.
I thought it was pretty good.
Oh,
I
okay.
think
Yeah.
that's the one with Sandra Bullock, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Okay, I kept seeing that around as like, hey, you want to see the worst thing ever made? Check this out.
I mean, like if you think
Shania
about it,
Twain
pretty
is my
stupid,
go-to. I could see myself getting into country as I get older, like in the next 5 years.
Shania Twain, that's a good one.
She's country, right?
I think she's country. I don't know. I don't listen to
Well,
country, even though I'm
maybe a
from
little bit.
Texas.
If this CrossFit thing when this CrossFit thing comes to an end, when you're not competing at this level anymore, do you know what you're going to transition to? Have you thought about it?
I really don't think that far ahead. But like I have my MBA, so I'd like to think I could get a job almost anywhere. Dylan is actually like, don't let him fool you. He's a very smart guy. So I might not even have to work because he is a very hard worker. But I do like working. So it would just be kind of like whatever's open. But like right now, my priority is staying home with Blakely because I only get like 4 years of her life actually at home with me every day. And then she goes off to school and then college. So I'm just going to soak up as much as I can.
You're not supposed to send your kid to school. You're like super God fearing and like you're supposed to homeschool your kids.
No, I don't know. Cause then they're so sheltered that when they like experience the world, it's like such a culture shock. They're either going to rebel super hard or they're just, I don't know. I feel like there's a healthy way to teach a kid values and send them out in the world knowing what's right and wrong. Cause like you can't shelter them from the world. Then they're going to learn from their peers what's going on in the world, and it's going to be their peers' view. We haven't had to experience it yet, but I'd like to think that we'll like instill values at home. So when she goes to public school, she knows what's right and wrong, even though the world is a little bit different. I was personally, go ahead.
Is that why you like church? Because it instills values?
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't like force it down your throat, but it like helps you see like who you are, who you believe in, who you stand for. But like I was personally homeschooled. And like when I figured out what the world was, I rebelled way too much. So I think there's like a healthy way. Yeah, it was bad. There's a healthy way to do it.
So tell me about that more. When you were homeschooled and you felt that made you sheltered. Tell me about the moment you realized that there was a world out there that you hadn't been seeing.
So we were homeschooled up until about 8th grade. And then in high school was when I like went to school full time and made friends. And like I had
8th grade?
High school.
High school, 9th grade.
Yeah, 9th grade. So I hadn't had to experience picking friends, if that makes sense. Like we were at church and I had those friends. So like when I went to school, I picked whoever would talk to me, and that happened to be like the bad crowd. So I learned real quick that like what it's like to pick friends, and friends that are gonna get you into trouble and friends that are gonna not get you into trouble. So I feel like I had to learn the hard way. When I was young, I got an MIP in high school because they're just hanging out. So just like hard lessons of like get your stuff together.
Why did your parents stop homeschooling you in 9th grade? Why didn't they just take you all the way through high school?
Man, I need to ask him that.
Were you
I think we were
scared?
just like, no, maybe we just like realized what we were missing and we wanted to go to school. I don't know what made them change their mind.
Homeschool kids are always doing weird shit like microwaving their boogers and shaving their eyebrows. Oh, you're breaking my heart. I didn't even own a microwave. Do you own a microwave?
Do you homeschool your kids, Sevan?
I do.
You do?
That's not accurate. My wife does.
Yeah, which I don't think there's anything wrong to it.
Too late. Don't backtrack
Too late.
now, Arielle.
No, don't shelter them. That's the point I would make.
Do you own a microwave?
I do. Oh man, you want to hear the worst thing I've ever done with a microwave?
Please.
This was how stupid I was. I know we don't say stupid, but this was how silly I was.
Busted.
I was a lifeguard in high school and I dropped my phone in the pool and it's soaking wet. So I'm like, oh my gosh, how am I going to get this water out of it? I had the great idea of putting it in the microwave to get the water out of it. So I straight up microwaved my phone. And after like 10 seconds, it was just like popping and bursting. So it did not
flying
work.
off of it everywhere, right?
Oh, absolutely. So I would not recommend that strategy at all.
Arielle, I'm going to lump that up with not knowing who the first president of the United States is. Holy shit.
You honestly should. It was so embarrassing. Bless you. I've had a lot of bad moments like that though. Like I said, in high school, I was figuring everything out. I had my favorite car and I like ran over mud and I was trying to clean it off. And instead of using like a clean towel to wipe it, I grabbed the like scouring brush to clean your dishes and just like started scrubbing it off, and it left a horrible mark just like all along the side. So just stuff that like you would think I would know better, but I did not. So bad.
Well, I'm guilty of using my t-shirt to clean my glasses, and like I feel like so many of my glasses are ruined because of that.
Oh.
I was homeschooled until high school too. I think it's just about what activities you're involving your kids in outside of the house. But this dude's weird as shit. Will Brandstetter, this guy works on the podcast. He's a superstar, runs the Instagram account. Will, you might be case in point for her, bro. Come on, Will. I was homeschooled until high school too. I think it's just about why. I mean, I think he's pretty hardcore churchgoers. I mean, I think sometimes I contact him and he's like, he's at church. But I think he swerved. I think he swerved off the path for a minute, and then he got back on.
There you go.
He's very successful now. No one tried to take Will from me. I know a bunch of you motherfuckers are doing that. I don't like it at all. Uh-oh.
Call him out.
Dubai, Wadapalooza. What's the schedule look like?
Definitely not Dubai. Wadapalooza.
Too far?
Too far. And
okay.
They don't, like Rogue helps you with travel, helps you with hotel. I don't think they do any of that, which actually my mother-in-law used to live in Dubai. So like in a perfect world, we would have gone there and competed and stayed with her, but no, too far. Wadapalooza.
What did she do there? What did she do there?
Her new husband is in the nuclear field.
So
he works over there in like the oil nuclear industry.
Is he an engineer?
He is not.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure his title.
Is he a terrorist?
He is not. He's American, actually.
Well, you can't be. We got a couple of those.
No.
Okay. So Dubai, too far, doesn't make sense economically.
Yeah. Wadapalooza, I plan on being there. Maybe individual if I feel good, and then for sure on a team.
And do you do any of these to try to get the money? Like, does part of you do Rogue to try to get the money? Does do Wadapalooza to get the money?
Oh yeah, I wouldn't be doing Rogue. I might be doing if there was no money. Wadapalooza, I probably wouldn't consider if there wasn't a prize purse, because like, it doesn't make sense to be like, let's go to Miami, but not go on vacation. Let's work out the whole time. Like, I'd like to be compensated a little bit.
Is he a terrorist? No, he's American. Speaking of those examples of people who are not knowing, geez, poor Arielle's taking a beating.
I should have clarified. They used to live in Iowa. He's been transported there for a little bit, but now he's back.
He swerved off the path and he hooked up with Sevan. So the money is nice.
It is nice. It's nice to be able to contribute to the family. I'll put it that way. Dylan works so hard. It's nice to be like, hey, I got this one.
And if you win Rogue, it's like it's like a shitload of money.
Oh my gosh, Sevan. Right now we don't have a yard because irrigation is expensive and it's expensive. So if I win Rogue, we definitely get a front yard and a backyard. But I don't even think we could fathom that because not only winning Rogue, obviously the prize purse, but just the like now people are going to notice me and maybe more sponsors. It would just be wild.
Right.
And to say I did it with my own programming that's 2 hours, it would just, the whole thing would be kind of mind blowing.
Who can we see a list of who's going to Rogue?
There's a pretty good list. They posted something on Rogue's Instagram yesterday.
But some of the monsters are gone, right? Haley, Mal, and Tia.
And Brooke Wells. And
Brooke
Christy
Wells.
O'Connell.
And Christy O'Connell.
Yeah.
None of them are going.
People. None of them are going. Which Rogue is such a fun event. I wonder why.
Imagine how much money Tia and Mal are making and Haley are making that they don't have to do Rogue.
I know. I kind of heard that on your podcast the other day that like certain people just don't need the money. So why not go?
Annie's going. Oh, yeah, that's going to be fun competing with her, right?
Yeah. There's still some good people, even though Haley and them are not there.
So Annie's the one that you always want to beat.
Actually, no.
Oh.
Because she was not even individual this year.
Wow. So you're going to make podium.
The goal is top 10. The dream would be top 5.
Oh my God. So Cara Saunders is going too?
Yeah, she'll be there too.
Yeah, this is going to be hard. Emma Lawson, Gabrielle.
Lineup. Yeah.
Yeah, like this is savage.
It's a good lineup. Yeah. So you say like Tia's not there, Mal's not there, but there's still Megalis. They are like really good people.
And everyone and everyone's going to be like it might even be harder with those 3 gone because everyone's going to push that extra mile to get up there. Like all of a sudden it's a lot of people pushing for that first place spot.
I think so, but like Tia's so dominant now. It's going to be interesting to see like who wins the cardio event versus the strength event versus the sprint event. Like I think the points are going to just like fluctuate a lot. I'll be interested to see if like one person just dominates all of it, like we're used to seeing.
Speaking of people who think that don't know who the first president is, I'd really like to see Pat Sherwood get invited to the Legends comp. Yeah, I'd like to see Pee Wee Herman get invited, and
The Rock would be pretty cool.
And The Rock, Pat Sherwood to the Legends. What's wrong with you, Patrick? Oh, you have a bias. You have the same name. Well, I'm excited to see you compete. Your house looks amazing. Oh, why spend that money? So you said you have an NBA. Why spend that money to fix your backyard? I had a guy on the show the other day, and he told me that what he does is he buys homes in Milwaukee, and he has a 2% rule. And that 2% rule, and I'd heard of the 1% rule, and I thought it was crazy. I just heard about it this summer, but this guy has a 2% rule, which I thought is even crazier, but I've been talking to him quite a bit lately. He'll buy a home for $100,000 in Milwaukee and then rent it for $2,000 a month.
What's the
That's
2%
great
rule?
fucking money. That the two,
oh, you're
because
saying to pay the rent.
That's every month. So basically only buy homes where the monthly rent is 2% of the cost of the house. So if you buy, so he'll buy a duplex for $100,000 in Milwaukee, which is just nuts to me, and then charge each tenant $1,000 a month.
It's smart.
Arielle, you're an MBA. I can't believe. And Dylan's the house guy.
That is next on our list. It's funny you say that. They have what's called beat and bow homes, which are just like cookie cutter pop-up homes. If we win Rogue, we'd probably get one of those and the front yard. But I didn't want to reveal all of our financial secrets.
Right.
But they say, like, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. They say what?
They just say real estate is like the safest thing you could put your money into. We messed around with stocks for a little bit. with how the climate is, it was not for us. But real estate is one that can't really mess around. You can't lose too much.
Landlording sucks. I don't know, man. It's been my saving grace.
Do you have rent houses?
I do.
How many?
3
3.
in California.
And have you had
great
good tenants?
spots. Great tenants.
See,
Charge I haven't had any in shit neighborhoods, and I charge a shitload of money, always more than the market value, so that I'll make sure I get someone who's like committed.
you can respect it. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I use 1 month of every year's rent to like do something cool for them, like have all the windows cleaned, have the screens pulled down, have the walls painted inside the house, just make the house like so fucking nice for them every year, just
you
to
are
maintain.
a good tenant.
Yeah, landlord.
You're a good landlord. Sorry.
Yeah, good boss. And and I used to always, when I had a job, I would put all my money into paying down my mortgage. I mean, like the couches in my house are the same couches I grew up with in the 8th grade. Like I'm frugal as shit.
You took your mom's couches?
Ask Caleb how much he gets paid.
$0.
That's why he had to shave his head because he couldn't afford a haircut, Sevan.
Yeah, dude.
With a rock out from the desert.
Yeah, I had to sharpen up a fucking stone, and I'm lucky I don't have more nicks on my head. Jeez.
I think Blakely would be happy. This is what I think your plan should be for your yard. Okay.
Yeah, tell it to me.
Do you want to get pencil and paper or anything, or you'll remember? Okay,
I've been waiting this whole time.
Okay, here we go. A new garden hose.
Okay.
And a kiddie pool.
We already have those 2 things.
Done. Then you're done.
Done. We go to a friend's house, and they have a grass and a pool in their backyard. So she's just like, "Can we get grass and a pool?" And we're just like, "Sure."
My kids want a
3
pool.
years. Can you imagine?
My kids want a pool so bad. And do you know what they do? Stuff like every day in tennis class, the winner at the end they do a little competition, and the winner gets $1. And my kids give me the $1 to put towards a pool fund, and I'm just like,
what do you do with the $1? What do you do with
I
it?
put it in my wallet and spend it.
That's hilarious. They're so expensive, I'm sure. Just the upkeep and everything.
It's $200,000 to get a built-in pool with solar
Yep.
panels in my neighborhood for just as
What do you need solar panels for?
solar panels.
Why?
I don't know, so that the pool can be warm. No, fuck those kids.
No, just put the filter and it'll do it. Just fucking make it nice and it'll be fine.
Yeah, they do have an ocean. We do live by the ocean, and we do go there.
Oh, you do have an ocean. See, you don't need a pool then. You've got the ocean.
Final question. What about a book? Is there going to be an Arielle Loewen book? Is there a book in you?
I thought you were going to ask what I'm reading. I haven't even thought about a book. No, I haven't thought that far ahead yet. I did this year read a book a month. That's
wow.
If you want to talk about books, which just seems like nothing. Most months I've read two or three.
Wow.
But it's just a little goal to get into reading.
Wow. Fiction, nonfiction?
Definitely fiction. I like storyteller books. Not romances, but like there's a plot usually with a male and a female, and like how are they going to get together? Or sometimes
is there nudity?
Books.
Is there nudity?
No, not like those type of books. There's one book, those who are listening, it's called The Silent Patient. It's the best book I have ever read, hands down. It was so good, but I'm not going to reveal anything. You can read this on the back of the cover. A lady has something happen to her. She doesn't speak. They put her in a psychiatric ward, and it's this guy is learning why she can't speak and trying to figure out what happened, but it's such a good book. Yeah, that's it.
As a mom, a book a month is an accomplishment. Sorry, say that again, Arielle.
Almost 138,000 reviews on Amazon.
Wow.
A lot of people reading it. It's a really good book for those of you who like thriller. I'd say it's a thriller.
When do you read?
See, that's the thing. I read usually before bed. So we're talking like 10 p.m. p.m. to 11 p.m.
Wow, I'm impressed. And is that so you won't watch TV and you won't do screen time?
I would say yes. It helps me like put down my phone, and I really think reading helps with so much, and people don't really read books anymore. So I want
No,
to
they
be
don't.
or like in the lobby of like getting my car oil changed. If I look around and see everybody on their phone, I want to be the one person who like actually has a book in their hand. I just feel like that's so rare nowadays. I want to try and bring it back.
Yeah, yesterday I took the kids to the pool, and my mother-in-law was just sat there and read a book. My mom does that too, just sits there and read books.
That's what I'm saying. If I look at people who are older than me and smarter than me, they're not on their phones, they're reading a book. So I feel like there's something to that.
Right. I wonder what Joe
Yeah.
Biden's reading.
I got it right here. It's called Sophia Takes the Lead. It's about Buttercup Circle. Just kidding.
Shit.
That'd just be funny.
That's
I
what
was
his
gonna say
wife
Heidi's
is.
new book.
That's what his wife is reading to him.
Right. No, but I don't know if there'll be an Arielle Loewen book to answer your question the long way.
I think there will be.
That'd be sweet.
Yeah. All right, girl. Thank you for coming on. I'm super excited to see you compete in Rogue. You are a role model, an inspiration, a class act to everyone in the community, to everyone who meets you. Thanks for being you.
Thanks for having me. We'll see you later.
All right. Travel safe.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye. That's what it looks like when I'm not 100% prepared. I tried. She's cool.
Huh.
She's easy.
Yeah,
She's
the notes
awesome.
weren't very long. Yeah, she's
No,
great to talk to.
my notes weren't very long today.
Well, we're basically like friends at this point, so you guys can just talk about whatever. It's nice having her on.
Whenever I have someone, holy shit. Okay, so are you going to be on in an hour and a half?
Yeah, I'll just probably go grab dinner, change, and hop back on.
Okay. So at 11 a.m. we have Rich and Angelo DeChico. That'll probably go an hour. Then we have Nick Matthews at 12:30. Oh, I don't see Ricky Garrard on the calendar. Do you see him on there?
Not on the calendar. I don't think that's on there yet.
Let me see if I can bug Susan right now.
It looks like it is on the calendar, but it looks like it's for tomorrow.
Oh, it is for tomorrow? Don't we have Ricky
Thursday for me.
tonight? Shit, did I screw it all up? It is on the calendar? You do see it on the calendar?
Yeah, it's on Wednesday. Wednesday for you, Thursday for me.
Oh, okay. Oh, so we don't have any podcast tonight.
I think we still do. It looks like we have Rich and Nick Matthews tonight.
Oh, but for me, that's the morning.
Yeah, sorry, my bad.
All right. Guys, thanks, John. Wad Zombie. Joe Biden's reading Mike Hunt. That's probably true, James. Arielle is the best, says Spiegel. Good luck, Arielle. Eric Wise. Sevan isn't prepared when he uses a Trish question. Good point. Valid observation. Dick and Angie. Oh, for a children's book? Got to go over to Amazon and get Heidi's book. Mine arrives today. Heidi Kroom. Oh, shit. The show's over. I didn't even see that. All right. Spiegel, thank you for the 1999. On that note, myself and Caleb Beaver will be back in 1 hour and 36 minutes with the coolest dude who's ever walked on planet Earth, except for Jesus, Rich Froney.